Right, I'm going to start the video like that. So anyway, we're doing this set. Let's just finish off all the new ones that I got recently. I was going to do a woodwork type set, but I don't know where my hammer is, and we need a little hammer for it, strangely enough. So this one is interesting in that it doesn't have an animal. I don't think there's no animals in this, and there's two blonde people who I don't know, Nova and Matilda. I guess it's upside down for me, so I can't quite read. There we go, without the light. Here's the instructions. So we're going to use this again. We've still got the animals and everything. This desk is a terrible mess, but it will be cleared tomorrow to make way. Oh, I could. I've just realised what I could do tomorrow. Apparently the Lego store in Auckland had, at least yesterday, the little flower base, that the traditional, the old school flower base, with the three stalks sticking up. Not the one that they hold in their hands, the one you stick on the ground. They have those. They had those in the pick-a-brick area, and that would be an awesome thing to get. But I'm pretty sure that if I go there, they won't have any more. I don't know who's who. I'm gonna look at the picture. Green. Okay, that's her body. That's Matilda's. That's not her here. That's that person whose name I've already forgotten. Gosh, there's a lot of pieces in this set. Like, these are really good value. Like, if people keep going on about how expensive Lego is, that's true compared to some things, but compared to others, it's compared to vintage Lego. Some sets are like really good value. Like, there's a lot of pieces in here, and this is the cheapest set you can buy. Essentially, not other than a poly bag, of course, but outside of poly bags, these are like the cheapest. Oh, I said maybe those little. Do I have one? I have one nearby. The little classics. Yeah, I do. I can't. I don't think I can. It's underneath stuff. The little classics sets. I was going to do another one of those actually, because I've got some more of those. They're pretty cheap, but these things are okay. They're the second or third cheapest thing, and you know they're still real cheap in comparison to other things. So these are worth getting. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be a year that I don't go through and buy all the really cheap ones because they're worth it. They really are worth it. So this is weird. So that's going to go like that. Look at that. It's going to make that thing. And that's what the arms are for. All right. So, oh, that's right. It's got a weird wacky robot thing. I think I might put the sticker on this one because it doesn't make a lot of sense without the sticker. But then you're like, well, it could come in handy to not. Well, I don't know. I wish the stickers were super easy. I knew that they were super easy to get off. I think they probably are. We can do. I'm going to do this sticker and nothing else because I think it really makes sense to put it on. I'm not even paying attention to the instructions because I haven't actually been told to do this yet. I'm just, oh gosh, this is hard. Oh, I think I did it. I think I did a pretty good job of that one. So there you go. There's their little weird face thing. It is a bit weird and tacky having a sticker on a actual figure, but then I guess it's not a real figure. It's not a real, actually alive. I don't think it's indicated. It's like a robot. And it has 2 stickers on it, does it? I think, no. I think that might be on the back of the robot. But I feel like putting 2 stickers on in one night is just a bit much. So if we have to put another sticker on the back, don't think we do. And then we have to find the battleships piece. Where is it? Where is it? Gosh, that's a hard piece to find. Oh, there it is. You know what I mean. It's a battleship's peg. It totally so is. Look at that. Like, that's what it is. You can put there. You sank someone's battleship with that. And that goes there, which is a weird looking thing. How often does that piece? How many of these have I ever collected? Like, I feel like I've had this piece before, but I don't remember actually having. I just feel like I do have had it. And Matilda has been created. She has been created already. And now we're going to make this thing, which is electric. Just saying. Here's one wheel. And here's 2 wheel. And we're going to use the robot arm, which is exciting, to make this. And then we're going to use... I don't know why I'm describing... I mean, I have to keep talking and saying things at some point. I'm sure something exciting did happen that I would talk about, but I have forgot. So, I've just been watching more Star Trek. I feel like I haven't been... Like, I think this thing is, like, I really want to cancel my streaming service things. Because I don't really watch anything except watching old episodes of Next Generation Star Trek. But you know that something interesting is going to come along at some point. Maybe I really have to get something that has HBO so I can watch all the shows that I missed out on if they're still available. But anyway, so Star Trek is interesting. Watch the episode where Wesley creates nanites and they take over the ship. And I it's different to what I remember, because I could swear I remember that there was a part where they're talking about, maybe I missed it, or maybe I wasn't paying attention tonight, where like they say that like little nano robots shave people's beards or something, or keep their facial hair in check, something like that. Like, I just remember, I that's how I remember that being something in that episode. Maybe it's in another episode, but it's quite clearly stated that they don't do that. Well, it seemed to be that they only exist in a certain confined area normally. That Wesley stuffs up and does all these things. And I looked up, and then they don't, and they go, so if you've never seen the episode, Wesley Crusher, who's like, you know, like a little kid on the show, 17-year-old, and is doing his studies for his project. He does some stuff with these little tiny robots, and then they start to evolve, and they take over the ship, and they multiply, and everyone's like, but we must treat them as intelligent species and never hurt them, which is a strange thing, I think, like, to have that value all the time, that we don't hurt, because he says they don't hurt animals, or don't hurt life, but clearly they do still do that to other animals that aren't sentient. So even if they use a replicator, like I'm pretty sure Klingons go around, and it's like, well, anyway, the point is they don't want to hurt the poor little nanites, even though it seems like an awful stretch to think that they're going to be that intelligent. But anyway, they turn out that they are, and then they give them a planet, and you're like, wow. I thought I'll look it up on the internet. The other uses of these, how often that this plot line returns in the future type thing, and like the answer is pretty much nothing. You're like, what? didn't go back and like they put them on they have their own planet and they give them a planet they go live on, and then you don't hear from them ever again. It's like, wow, seriously, I want to find out what happens on that planet. What are they doing? I mean, these are like super intelligent robot things. Collective hive mind. It's like, what, wouldn't they be doing something kind of cool in the time that they're on this planet? So, but you don't get to find out, and it's like, well, and that was on that Memory Alpha website, and you're like, well, if there's like a book that talks about it, they did talk about a book that mentioned them, and it's like, well, that's it. That's the only time we're going to get any more information on what happened. It's just like, really. I feel bitterly disappointed. So that one goes there. But, which is the interesting thing about that is if you watch Stargate, like they have little nanobot things. What are they called? Replicators. And so their approach to tiny robots that consume stuff is quite different from Star Trek's, which is like, let's just talk it over and give them their own planet and then never talk about them again, except very briefly with regards to some moral dilemma about using them against the Borg. But in Stargate, they're just basically an ongoing enemy. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because what else am I going to talk about? It's that kind of night. What was that sound? I watched 2 episodes of Star Trek tonight, and I've forgotten what the other one was. Oh, that's right. It was one of these. It was one of these ones. It was one before that. The end of this. That can't be right. Because this one had so the episode I just watched with the nanites had Beverly Crusher back in it again. So it feels like that must have been the start of the new season. Because you lose track when you're streaming it, right? Because you just play whatever comes up next. Which means the last episode of the last season was this one with Riker who gets attacked by a plant on a planet. And then it's just like one of those, they're not, I don't know what they're called. Like, it's not like a bottle episode. Well, whatever that one, the episodes where, why am I putting it straight there? Where they're like a lot of episodes, like where they're situated in a very small area and they don't have many special effects. But this one is like, flashback. It's a flashback episode. It's a weird flashback episode. How I've done something super wrong, haven't I? Because this does not look like what it's supposed to look like. I'm going to have to do this again. It's kind of a tediously weird episode to have. So I don't know why it exists at all. I do know I haven't done this correct. So, and it just feels like that can't possibly be the last episode of season 2 or whatever. So I'm going to have to go check that. I don't believe it. I don't believe 1 second. The last episode of season 2 is Riker being sick lying sick and having flashbacks, which is just one of those flashback episodes. It's like, really? I guess that's the thing we don't have in modern television, in contemporary television. I don't know, I don't watch enough contemporary television. Do they have the flashback episodes? Because that was all the rave back in the 80s. Alright, so now we've got this. This is a sticker, it's not going to happen. Because I don't want to ruin this cool door. Look at this cool door, it's a very cool door. So we'll put that cool door there, and then we'll keep going. We're almost, we've got up to 14 minutes, and then we'll move on to here. But yeah, like I've got several episodes, several seasons of Star Trek on DVD, but not the original, the first couple of seasons. So I'll just go through and watch it, and then I'll just cancel everything and not have to worry anymore. So there we go. I just remembered they have a special, but I don't want to buy anything. I've been pretty good about not buying anything, but that little Zelda game thing that Nintendo brought out, like as a little handheld remake, and it's got the NES version of Zelda on it. That was at a very cheap price, well, much cheaper than it retails at normally, but still a reasonable price. And I was going to go buy it, but then when I went to the shop, it was like, so it was $43 in New Zealand dollars on the website, but it was $73 at the shop, and it's $99 normally, and that doesn't seem worth it. In fact, it's very hard to justify why I would buy it in the first place, but I thought, well, I'll have a look. But I didn't buy that, so that's something good. And I've not bought some Lego recently, so that's also good. Like, I was going to try and could have got for a pretty good price another Technic RC car type thing, but I'm like, I've got a lot of those. I've got way more than I think I have. And really the only thing I should buy is a train, and I'm not going to. I'm tired of buying things. I'm probably going to spend a lot of money on something else soon, and I have to spend a lot of money on my car, which only justifies why having a car is a dumb thing to do. But it's too late. I've got one now. I might as well use it and then move on. But it's like, oh, it's gonna cost that much to do this little tiny thing. It's like, can't be right. I'm gonna have a shop around, but I'm feeling I'm just being out of the loop too long. That I forgot. I don't realize how much some things cost, and it's like, well, that's just a load of rubbish. Like, it's so much cheaper just to keep riding a bicycle, which is what I normally do. So yes, but I do need it to drive a long way, which I might be doing in a few days' time. So to decide whether or not I should spend even more money on something I kind of need, but I don't want to spend quite as much money as people want me to, because I don't think it's worth it. Not in today's economic environment. So let's keep going, but it would be very useful, and then I could do other things which would be very good, which I have to do at some point. Travel the world. Alright, and this pink thing has a sticker on it, and that pink thing is not exciting enough to put a sticker on, and I refuse to put a sticker on that size piece because that feels like it should be printed. So I'm not going to. I'm just not going to. But I'm going to say one thing. This piece here is an interesting piece. I think I've had this before because I think I might have mentioned it's only it's only 2 layers high instead of 3. So that's a useful new. But I'm pretty sure I've had one already because I feel like I've made a point of discussing it. There are some exciting pieces coming up, so I will mention them when they come up, obviously. But we're not quite there yet, are we? We're still slogging away at the bog standard everyday pink one of these. You see these all the time. That's not true. I think this is the very first time I've ever seen this piece in pink. But we're coming along, so here we go. These are the pieces. Look at these pieces. These are wacky. Have I had these before? I do not remember if I've ever had these before. They are kind of funky. And then they're going to go like that. And you get 2 of them. Yay! I feel like these are going to be quite a common piece nowadays. For like making things have rounded corners. Like, that's going to come into pretty much every Lego set if you don't want it to look like a blocky set from the 70s or something. So this can go there, and this has got a lot of rounded stuff on this. So that can go there. Sorry, my fingers are a little bit grubby. I did do a bit of gardening today. Yay, a bit of gardening. I bought a line trimmer or a weed whacker or whatever people call them. The thing you hold in your hand and it has a piece of plastic cord and it spins around in circles and it cuts things. That you can sometimes use to do lawn mowing stuff, but so I bought one to help out somebody else, but also for myself, and it's like, it's quite useful actually. Should have bought one of those ages ago. I should also fix my lawnmower, but I haven't gotten around to that because I misplaced the part to repair it. It's probably on this desk, but then I did clean up this desk and then I didn't find it, which is bad. Also, like, if I was going to buy the Zelda thing, it doesn't make any sense because I have tons of these kind of little handheld game things that you just put thousands of different games, retro games on. Like, I'm pretty sure this thing probably already has, maybe already has Zelda hidden away to play the NES version. So it's like, this is the same size as. Why would I actually kind of would have liked to have got the this has a sticker as well. It goes on the inside. I'm not putting a sticker on the inside. It's the worst place to put one. I feel like that would be like this is like an exercise in disliking yourself to put a sticker on the inside of this. But hey. But anyway, because the Mario, the original Mario one would have been useful because it had the juggle ball. I think it's called ball. Original Game and Watch game where you juggle balls backwards and forwards, which I have a fascination with because I had that game, but not as a Nintendo version. It was like a little watch with a leather strap and it had a sort of yellowy background. And I've seen one person post a photo of it. Like, it's a pretty hard thing to find. But I quite liked that game when I was a kid. I've lost the watch, and I feel like that's a game I'll never be able to find because I think it was quite rare. Oh, we forgot to put these things in. So we have to put. We have to put a. Oh gosh, take this off for a second. It's got a little cream. Poo thing, but it's not poo. It's actually a cream thing, and poop. Shouldn't say poo. This is a child-friendly channel, and that one goes there. So we've done that. We can fix it back. Yeah. So it would have been fun to play the game, even if it's not on this watch that I had. I'm pretty sure I have lost the watch and will never ever see it again, which is sad. So this bubble tea is like bubble tea things, and they've got a little lid. It's quite neat. I mean, it's good that these are printed, and you get two of them for some odd reason because there's only one in the picture. Okay, but maybe there's another one coming because there's one over here. There's enough to make two. There's like spare parts all around. I can't get the piece. There we go. And I've noticed that there is. So turning the page. That's it. So what were these green things for? I think I've missed out this important piece. It has not been used. We have another electric thing. And I've got an awful lot of these cream things. Oh, they go on. Oh, okay, gotcha. So this was supposed to go on the table. Oh, gosh, these are hard to take apart. That one goes on the table. So there's my bubble tea with cream on the top. That can sit on the table. And it falls straight off. Unsurprising. So I'm just going to put it on the bench here. And then we can attach this up. Which, to be honest, I don't really like connecting things this way. I feel like they should use actual connector pieces. Like, you know, the local ball and socket one. It's just do it. Like, it doesn't have to be. Like, this does not really work very well. Well, I guess it kind of does, but it feels flimsy. So anyway, that's that. And you get two cool characters. And you get a weird robot. And there's a helmet that comes with it too. So they can wear a helmet. And it's actually... yeah, it's a normal one. And you get some spears. So that's good, including a calculator, which is nice. I've forgotten what that was from, but I want to. That's nowhere near as cool as that. How come they're riding an electric scooter and that's carrying this on? This is like a electric moped. And like I would like this is like I don't know. I've never driven an electric scooter, but I don't feel that they're strong enough to pull this along the ground. This I could kind of believe. This not so much. But anyway, other than that, I guess they're running out of like that looks so tiny in comparison to that one. But that's okay. So that's all that done. And I think this one's got some. This has got everybody. Paisley. Right. And Zach and Leo. I got one of these guys. I got Leo, didn't I? Didn't I? I think I did. And there's a list of the pieces, and that's exciting. Okay, so that's it. It's over. It's done. Nothing else to say. Thanks for watching. That took way too long. Way too long. A very waffly episode. Thanks for watching. I just feel like they should have, like, there's an alien. Like, the robot thing is kind of cool. It's a bubble tea robot mascot. It's not really a robot. It's just a bubble tea mascot. Who's very happy. But I feel like I can just pretend that they're going crazy and they just want to give everybody bubbles. And it's not going to work. But what's on it? Wait. Like, I feel like they should have a little, like, if they're going to have an alien, it just feels like there should have been, like, a little animal somewhere. They've got, like, some weird Pikachu thing going on. It's not really Pikachu, but, like, some weird yellow monster thing on their shirt. And where's the other one gone? The other one. The other blonde. I do have to admit that, since I work with children, I always worry that, you know, there's a sort of bias where you can't recognize people who aren't of your own ethnicity so well, and this is quite a common thing, and that, you know, quite, you know, that they look the same. But I honestly don't have the same. the people that I have the most problem picking out is little 5 or 6 year old blonde girls and little brown haired. So the thing is, I don't feel too bad because the kids that I actually have the most trouble identifying them, you know, the differences. the kids that I think all look the same are the kids who are of the same ethnicity as me, and they happen to be like little blonde kids. They just all look the same. I can't help it. So in this case here, I think it's kind of funny. It's like, I'm like, I've forgotten who's who already. But she's not actually blonde. She's got like a weird sort of like hair color. And she's not like, she's got like so I don't know what her ethnicity is. She looks like a new, I've forgotten who's who, Stephanie or Mia. Stephanie, from the old series. But she's selling bubble tea, and she's like what's some funny monster on her front. Anyway, 50 seconds. I don't have anything else. I don't really know what to say. Thanks for watching. Bye.